Patrick, they don't even have brains. How are they smarter than you?
No, they're not. Prove it.
If you say so.
Before we jump into jellyfish, let's quickly summarize the nervous system. As humans, we have a centralized brain that receives and processes information from the environment. Our nervous system is composed of billions of cells called neurons. Neurons transmit signals to one another, transforming information to allow for learning by strengthening the number of neural pathways, also known as synaptic plasticity. In the system, the brain acts as a control center, processing the information received and interpreting the data to coordinate thoughts, emotions, and responses. Jellyfish are simple yet fascinating creatures. They're part of the phylum Cnidaria, so unlike us, they don't possess brains. Despite lacking a single centralized brain, they have been shown to learn from past experiences. How is this possible, you might ask? Let's dive into the science behind how jellyfish are able to learn without a brain. Instead of relying on a single brain to learn, jellyfish have a rudimentary nerve net. This is a decentralized network of neurons that spans their entire body. The nerve net helps them process sensory information and respond to environmental stimuli, forming the basis for behaviors that resemble learning. This simple system is found throughout their body, primarily around the main body, which includes the bell and tentacles. The nerve net is made up of interconnected neurons that communicate with each other to control basic movements such as feeding, navigation, and responding to changes in the environment. However, instead of having distinct synapses connecting the nerve cells, the net is fused together by long, stringy neurons that share a cell membrane. Despite being a simple nervous system, it enables jellyfish to adapt their behavior based on past experiences, a basic form of learning. One of these forms of learning includes habituation, or the decrease in response to repetitive stimuli, like when you start feeling less annoyed by your neighbor's loud chewing as time goes on. Jellyfish also display sensory adaptation, where they can learn to ignore certain stimuli after repeated exposure. This process, while more physiological, allows jellyfish to become more efficient in responding to meaningful changes in their environment. Studies have shown their nerve cells can temporarily modify synaptic strength between two neurons, similar to the way the more complex animals exhibit neuroplasticity to learn. To dive deeper into the physical structures that make up these learning abilities, we must look at their rhopalia, a significant contributor to their nervous system. Jellyfish possess specialized sensory bodies with high concentrations of neurons, known as rhopalia. They perceive their environment using structures found within their rhopalia called eye spots, which allow them to sense light, and statoliths, which give them a sense of direction. When their rhopalia are stimulated by an input, such as light, they send signals through the nerve net to be interpreted. Over time, jellyfish are able to change their responses and learn based on external cues, one example being the ability to associate light with prey. This behavior can be optimized through increased exposure, showing a learning-like response. In some species, rhopalia consist of 4 eye-bearing structures, each housing 6 eyes that generate pacemaker signals to govern the jellyfish's pulsing motion. This electrical signal spikes in frequency when they swerve from obstacles, mimicking the mechanical stimuli of a collision. Studies show that integrating the visual and mechanical stimuli is required for associative learning, further supporting the idea of the rhopalia as a learning center in the jellyfish. In some species, a nerve ring connects neighboring rhopalia around the mouth, creating a circular condensed array of neuronal tracts believed to be able to integrate numerous systems such as the visual, tentacle, and swim systems. Researchers believe this is comparable to the central nervous system of other mammals. So what have we discussed today? Jellyfish can learn without a brain. The biological basis for this comes from the nerve net, which serves as their brain. Instead of being localized, it is distributed throughout their body and can be part of other, more complex structures, such as rhopalia and nerve rings. Through interactions with their environment, these neurons can react and allow for learning. It's truly remarkable that jellyfish are capable of adapting and learning despite not having a brain. It's a great reminder of how fundamental cellular biology is to the understanding of the world around us.
So, Patrick, do you still think you're smarter than a jellyfish?
2 hours later.